What's up, peoples? What's up, peoples? What's up, peoples? It's your boy MM2K back again with another video. Do me a huge favor before we get too deep into this one. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when your boy's dropping these doses. I appreciate all of y'all straight up, because y'all know the deal. Y'all know it. I ain't too proud to ask. Let's get into it. All right, now. So one of the biggest things that I hear about all the time that I wanted to talk about is this notion that Stadia is doomed because Google just kills things off with reckless abandon. Okay. So, as a technology group that they are, Google dwells into many different platforms, applications, hardware, things like that. They're always innovating and trying new stuff. But there's a difference between tinkering around with, smaller technologies and trying to see where they go, and opposed to investing heavily into a big platform that's going to be a sufficient source of income if done right for the long term. Okay, people are confusing the two. Again, let me break that down again. There's a huge difference between tinkering around with certain applications, certain little smaller devices to see where they go, and investing long term in certain platforms that is going to supplement your revenue heavily. All right. The latter applies to what Google's doing with Google Stadia. But if you weren't the wiser and you went to sites like Google Cemetery, or you listen to some of these entities out here that hate Google for whatever personal reason, and I'm gonna get into that, they would make you believe that it doesn't matter what level it's on, that Google just destroys everything. They start something, no matter how big, how small, it gets killed in a matter of 24 hours. All right. And I'm thankful for entities like my homies over at Generation Stadia. Okay. Check them out on YouTube. Fantastic channel. One of the bigger Stadia channels out there, right? They do fantastic work. I look forward to, on a regular basis, them dropping videos so I can get more in depth with Stadia. And there's plenty of other channels like that, and Stadia has a very decent following, you know what I'm saying? So come here to Stadia Dosage. I hope you feel the same way about us, but there is more than us out there, right? That being said, at Generation Stadia, I was watching a video, and during their most recent video, they pointed me to an older video that they did, right? And in that older video that they did, see if I can find it here. It says the name of the video is "Why Does Google Kill So Many Products?" It is Stadia next. And this is like just a real quick snapshot of the video. Excellent video. I'm gonna leave a link to it below. And in it, they reference to sites like Google Graveyard and some of these people out here that spoke to what I said earlier. They make it seem like that Google kills everything. But here's the thing. When you look at Google Graveyard and a lot of these other things that people talk about, what they don't mention is that a lot of the stuff that are on these sites, and these are massive lists. They're like almost 200 items, and they're broken up into three different categories, like software and hardware and something else. I can't remember. But when you look at this stuff, an overwhelming majority of it is stuff that got rebranded or was merged into something else, or it was something that, again, just a small application like a Google inbox or something like that hardly nobody used, that hardly anybody was even remotely invested into, that didn't take a lot of resources to even put together and try. So small applications like that, or more likely than not, applications that got rebranded. Like, for instance, Google Now is on that list, but Google Now changed into Google Assistant. Picasso, remember that? That's on the list too, but Picasso changed it to Google Photos. I think it was Google Android at Home or something. Got turned into Google Home. But this is the stuff that they don't tell y'all, people. They make it seem like that Google has a multitude of multi-billion-dollar projects that they had for decades and decades and decades. And then once they released them, if it didn't go their way in a matter of 3 hours, they cut the cord and threw it off a cliff. Like, no, stop it. Google Stadia is something that they've been working on for a very long time, okay? They are heavily invested in this stuff, and the platform works. This is not something that Google put out there and hardly anybody was like, I mean, you got people invested in this stuff. You got people that are going crazy every day on the internet because they want more of what Google Stadia has to offer, okay? And even though it's not the most popular platform, it's right now at the time of this recording, it's still in early access. So this does not compare to some of those other little trinkets and smaller applications that Google just said, okay, well, we tried something small here, let's get rid of it. Or some of the other stuff, like the way that this looks and the way that this was branded, maybe we could get better traction with better product placement. That's it. And Google, they're big on trying to come with innovative ideas. Some work, some don't. That you're going to see a lot of this stuff. Again, with smaller applications, smaller devices, smaller things that they've invested into. Google Stadia does not fall into that category. For one, they're buying studios, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying? They're an investment in buying a studio. Why would they buy a studio for 3 months later for them to pitch the studio? They know it takes years to develop a game. So the fact that they bought a studio, knowing that it's going to take a couple years to develop their first title, you know what I'm saying? That at least gives it a couple of years, right? Right. Okay. Secondly, something else that my homeboy at Generation Stadia points out is that this is not Google Inbox, or this ain't Picasso, right? That got merged into something else. This is an industry worth $150 billion. And in several years from this recording, it's going to be worth $300 billion. And Google's big competitor, Microsoft, has a footing in it, but they have, right now, the better performing product. They just got to get the content, and they got to get the mind share. And that's a lot easier to get if you do the right marketing and you make the right deals, opposed to you having to uplift your whole platform and restructure it because it's not performing well. So knowing that Google has at least that leverage as far as the performance of the product, they're not going nowhere no time soon. It doesn't make any sense. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is going to be an instant success overnight. I'm not saying that it's never going anywhere. I don't know that, and I can't say that. What I can say, though, is for the people that are making the horrible comparison to Google either merging or rebranding a application or tossing something that maybe somebody's grandma looked at one time within a 3-year span, you know what I'm saying? Comparing that to a platform that they've invested a whole bunch of money in, and it's going to be the anchor to give them leadway against one of their major competitors, please, we gotta stop this. And like I always say, don't listen to these fools out on the internet. If you're going to make the argument, at least make the argument from where? A place of knowledge. And my peoples at Generation Stadia, check them out on YouTube, help you do that. And with that said, that's it from your boy MM2K. Let me know what you think about what I had to say in the comment section below, because like I always tell you, don't care. It doesn't matter. Nope, listen to me. It doesn't matter what I think, okay? You leave a comment in the comment section below, because I want to know what you think. All right. And if you did like what I had to say, though, you know what I'm saying? If you did think what I had to say was a little sly, a little fly, a little swanky, right? I know I'm sounding real cringy right now, but if you did like it, you can catch me on the corner every boulevard, baby. Check out the links below to follow me. With that being said, that will lead you to Broadband Bullies, PNTS Network, Hard Knock Digital Culture, and yes, here, the Stadia Dosage. With that said, y'all all have what? A wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.